House rent, food, car insurance, petrol, electricity, gas, water, phone contract, internet. How much does Oman really cost to live in? And more importantly, why is this video so dark and dramatic? No reason at all. Let's get into it. Today, I'm going to share everything that you need to know when it comes to the cost of living here in Oman. I'm also going to tell you lovely people a secret tip that you have to know so that you don't get ripped off here in Oman. So expense one, the place that keeps you warm and safe every single night. Your house. Of course, Oman is a huge country and prices can be different. So for the sake of this video, we're going to stick with the capital city, which is Muscat. The average price for a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment here is around 300 to 500 pounds per month. And most 2 bedrooms come with 2 bathrooms and a huge living room. If you want something bigger, then you can get a 3 to 4 bedroom townhouse here, which is going to cost you about 700 to 800 pounds per month. And if you want something even bigger than that, then you can get a huge ass villa, luxury, 5 bedroom plus, and it'll cost you as little as £2,000 per month. And I hate to state the obvious, but all of this really depends on the location you choose to rent it. If you're on the outskirts of the city, in places like Sib, then obviously you're going to be on the cheaper side of rent. But if you're right bang in the city, in places like Kurum and Al Moj and Gobra, then you're going to be on the higher side and the more expensive side of the city. So let's move on to the monthly bills that cover the property. Electricity is surprisingly very cheap over here, and it'll cost you about £25 per month to run your household. Bearing in mind that when summer comes around, it gets very hot. So you're going to be using your air conditioning a lot more. And that is the one thing that will start adding up on your bill. But at the same time, £25 a month should cover it. As for gas, there's no point even talking about it or mentioning it. It's that cheap. So moving on to water. Water in Oman is actually... Wait, you actually want me to cover gas? In Oman, they typically have these gas canisters. And these gas canisters will last you 2 to 3 months with a good amount of use. And that gas canister is only £10. So that works out to about £3.30p per month. We're really adding that into the bill. Another utility is water. For showers, your washing, and this bad boy that none of these Europeans use. And the water bill will literally only cost you about 20 to 30 pounds per month, max. You need internet obviously, so Wi-Fi is a must. For the first 2 weeks while I was here, I didn't have Wi-Fi, and I found myself doing some questionable things to pass time. There's 3 main companies over here that supply the Wi-Fi, and they are fixed on the lowest package being £50. If you're living in an apartment, then your neighbour's probably got Wi-Fi anyway. You could just hit him up and split the bill with him. Now, pay attention to this because this is going to save you so much time and so much money. You really have to like and subscribe. Gotcha. But in all seriousness, you have to negotiate everything. Negotiate the price of the rent. Make sure he includes the electricity, the Wi-Fi, whatever it is that you can include, throw it in there. Nothing is set in stone here. And some landlords even give 2 to 3 months free. So you definitely don't want to leave no money on the table. And the second thing you need to know is that most properties here come unfurnished. Not to say that there aren't any furnished apartments available. There are plenty, but they do cost more. If you have an unfurnished apartment which costs you £600 per month and a furnished apartment which costs you £1,000 per month, over the space of a year, you would have spent £5,000 on some outdated, rusty furniture. And in 2 years, that would have cost you £10,000. And that money you could have used for your own furniture, decorate it however you liked, and obviously you get to keep it forever. It really just comes down to what you prefer. So moving on to expense 2, the thing that literally keeps you and your family alive, food. Food, of course, is another huge expense that comes out your back pocket every month. If you want to stay budget friendly, then it's better that you just eat in. For 2 people, say a husband and a wife, you can expect to spend around £200 to £250 per month on your groceries. And that will be more than enough. Your house will be loaded. If you have kids, then it'll be more on the side of £300 to £350, obviously depending on what you choose to buy. Speaking of food, they have huge hypermarkets all over Muscat that have every single thing in one big store. And the most popular hypermarket over here is Lulu Hypermarket. So expense 3, getting about, your transport. Muscat does have buses running, but it's hardly used by anyone over here. But they do have a lot of taxis, and the good thing about them, they're all registered and they all got big stickers so you know they're legit. There's no dodgy taxis pulling up on you and offering you a ride. Uber isn't a thing here, but they've got the exact same thing on a platform called Old Taxi. And a 30-minute drive in a taxi will cost you around £10. Other than that, everyone drives and just has their own cars. Buying a car and maintaining it here is very easy. And the insurance, it's an absolute joke. Your car insurance will roughly cost you around £200. Now you might be saying, bro, that's literally the same as London. When I say £200, That's the price of your insurance for the whole year, not monthly. So monthly, that's about £17. No road tax, no MOT, buy a car, insure, drive. Done. Everyone knows that Oman is cheap for petrol, but what is cheap? Let me show you. So we have two BMWs here. One is from Oman and one is from UK. If you put a full tank of petrol in this BMW from the UK, it will cost you £102. Now, if you take that same BMW and give it a full tank in Oman, that will cost you £63. So to all my car lovers, buy that big toy and go have fun ripping it. As for maintaining the cars, it's cheap as peanuts. You can go and get your car serviced, get the oil changed from the local garage. It will cost you about £10. And there's thousands of garages to choose from. So now that we've got the basic foundational stuff out of the way, let's throw in the extra stuff, the gyms, the phone contracts, and eating out. You can sign up to a massive gym over here and only pay £20 per month if you buy it yearly. If you're trying to do it month to month, then you're going to be paying a lot more. Phone contracts are highly dependent on what you want, but the cheapest packages are about £10. And the good thing is there's no contracts. You top it up, you buy the package, and that's it. And the most popular companies over here is Ooredoo, Omantel, and Vodafone. Eating out is a game changer here too. Imagine being surrounded by all this goodness and it's all halal. On average, you can spend about £5 on a big meal. They don't hold back on portions and you have enough food in front of you. So before we get into totaling everything up and seeing how much it really costs to live here, if you're interested in moving here and want more visa options, there's a link down below in the description box that's going to tell you everything that you need to know. Now that we've got all the foundational monthly expenses covered, let's look at the cost of living for one person. Just for example's sake, a one-bedroom apartment is going to cost you on the cheap side £300. Utilities, that would add up to £48. That's if you're paying for everything, which in most cases you're not. The cost of food for one person is going to be £150 per month, comfortably. Car insurance, £17 per month. Petrol, let's say that one person does 2 full tanks per month. That's £60. Phone contract, £10 per month. If he goes to the gym, then that's £20 per month. And if that one person decides to eat out every weekend, then that will cost him about £60 total per month, bringing it to a total of £667. So if you've got a small family and you can't afford to spend a lot, you will be easily comfortable on under £1,000 per month. There are other bills like medical bills, school fees, opticians, dentists, but I'm going to cover all that in another video coming soon.